May I introduce to you our next challenge? It is a challenge of abdominal exercise and doing it first thing in the morning. The challenge is sometimes we wake up in the morning and we are immediately confronted with many distractions. You know, most of your challenges in life will be of your own making. So, what do? We pick up the cell phone and start responding. Instead of responding, don't do that. Then the other distraction you might engage in is you might get up and do something else other than your ab exercise. And mind you, when you do complete this, tag me on Instagram at Marquettdavon so we can see everyone getting their work in. But you might immediately think, oh, I got to get some calories, I got to eat. Nah, absolutely not. This is something that you can literally do in your bed the moment you wake up. And if that's the easiest for you to get it done, do it right then in the bed. Now, of course, depending on your circumstances or your comfort, you can get out and do it on the floor. But the key is as soon as you wake up, this should be what you have for breakfast. And we're going to do 3 different exercises, have a little bit of muscle confusion. I think they used to call it back in the day. So we'll have the traditional sit-up, we'll have the bicycle crunches, and then a traditional crunch, or whatever 3 ab exercises you would like to do. And when you tag me on Instagram, and just say, Marquette, I got in my 3 this morning. Exercise is prayer, sweat is the holy water, peace of the saints from Palestine or whichever country, city and country that you're calling in from.
For 45 seconds, that's the definition of the set for me. Keep them wide, go wide, cross them, and keep the form. Keep your feet low to the ground, not on it, but close. And do these for 45 seconds. What you want is muscle confusion, meaning doing a number of exercises that are different, but target the same areas. The key with this is making it a discipline. When you do it every single day, you wake up and you start to hunger for it. You don't feel right without it. The great thing is that it allows you to go into your day strong and fit, mentally and physically. And it's something quick to make sure that you don't ever start developing what they call that dad body. You stay trim. And this has to be supported by a good diet and not eating meals that are larger than your fist. And I'll do intermittent stretching. When I feel like the body is warm enough, I'll throw in some stretches, because this is not the real exercise to me. This is just the morning warm-up. Bicycle crunches, elbow to knee, and what I'll do is 12 times elbow to knee. So that's 6 on each side. And for me, that's a set, part of my morning warm-up. And the key is, with all exercise, you want controlled motion. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure that the leg that's not contacting your elbow is extending straight out. A traditional sit-up, do 15 of these. And I wait to do this one after the other ones because I don't find the traditional sit-up to be that rigorous. You'll notice I don't have anything holding my feet down. It's not necessary. If you're using proper form, you'll be getting the ab workout. Sometimes people use things to hold down their feet because they're actually using their legs and their hips to get up. So it can be helpful, but it's not necessary. You must wake up in the morning getting ready to do these exercises, knowing that you're signing up for pain. And the great thing about putting yourself through pain is when circumstances from the world thrust pain upon you, you have a high pain tolerance. You're mentally, physically, and spiritually ready. But you have to set your mindset before you do anything so that you're ready and fortified to get it done. The Muslims, before they pray, they must make the intention to pray, meaning that You have to set your mind in the correct direction so that you may walk down the path and achieve your end goal. And twists. I do about 24 taps, that is 12 on each side. You want to try to keep your core straight, keep your knees and feet together when you're doing this one. And yeah, we're still working on the abs. Why is that? Because when you eat, that food goes straight to the stomach. You don't want your stomach sticking out like you just had a baby, right? So you really need to do a good number of exercises targeted on those abdominals. Especially if you're a fighter, you're going to take a lot of punishment in that area, so you want your core to be fortified. The real key to this fitness thing is one, knowing that it's mind, body, and spirit, right? It's all of those things. But if you want to be able to get this completed on a regular basis, it must be done first thing in the morning. I'm not saying you can't do it at other times. I'm saying that your day will fill up quickly and it'll require more mental energy to come back to this after you've done a whole bunch of other things, maybe been stressed out by those things. This puts you in the right reverse dynamic where if you do this first, your mind is going to be relaxed, which is going to remove stress from the rest of your day. As a part of a complete morning routine is to wake up, exercise straight away, and obviously we're waking up as early as we can. Exercise straight away, then clean up and pray. And that gives you time to get spiritually centered and reflect on your goals. And every day I like to pray and ask for prosperity in my life. You know, talk about my goals and the individual next step to achieve a particular goal, and that I be focused, disciplined, and blessed in achieving that pursuit. I'm not showing you all of my stretches right now. Can you go a little deeper on that one? Kind of like you're coming knee to head. I do 10 reps of this one with the medicine ball plus ankle weights. So if you don't have the ankle weights, you might add a few more reps. I don't want to hear anyone saying, I don't have a medicine ball. Think, what would MacGyver do? It's just a weight. Get something heavy. If you don't have something heavy, do it without the medicine ball. Just make sure you do it. This is another stretch that I do for the shoulders. Shoulder stretches are extremely important for everyone, for fighters in particular. This one always feels good. It's a simple stretch. Putting pressure on the back of the elbow across the chest. Stretching must be a regular part of your warm-up and your cool down, pre and post exercise. This is a great one for loosening up the hip flexors, a little bit of the hamstring. I always do this one before a run. Significantly looser. I can't go a day without this exercise, or rather I should say this stretch. And of course, you want to balance mind and body. Do both sides. We exercise for practical purposes. As you know, for me, it's for boxing. And I always like to think about the kind of movements that I want, whether I want my movements quick, slow. And so I try to train for that. So maybe if I was training for bulk, I'd be doing these push-ups slower. But what I like to do is train my mind for speed. So that's what I'm doing here to really get this deep stretch. I feel like this really gets to the psoas muscle, gets to the lower back, which for me is often very tight, especially if you live a sedentary lifestyle. You're sitting for work, you're sitting and watching Netflix, all this stuff. This is a good one. You can't really do it well by yourself. Be careful about what you eat. I understand that you may have to eat out sometimes. Do not eat French fries. They are very high in saturated fat, and that is not going to help your cause. You can do all right pounding a halal hamburger every now and then, but skip the French fries, fellas. And also, if you're anything like me, you know that you want to have small meals frequently so that at any given moment, if it's time for action, You feel good. If you eat meals that are too large, you won't be ready to go. You'll need to digest. You'll need more time to digest. Your meals should be more akin to snacks as opposed to proper, large, filling meals. You don't actually ever want to be full. You want to leave a little bit of hunger. And you also want to drink a lot of water. And make sure that you're getting enough protein every day. The Prophet Muhammad said that you should consume 1/3 air, 1/3 solid food, and 1/3 water. Good advice, I believe. It's called the hammer curl. And there's a little muscle here that will become increasingly defined if you do this hammer curl. As you can see, I've not been diligent enough, but this is a great exercise to do. It'll really rip up your arms in a beautiful way. So make sure you get that hammer curl in. These simple exercises I'm giving you, you can do with minimal resources every single morning. So I'm making this easy for you. The hard part is not being fooled, fooling yourself into thinking you're too busy, fooling yourself into thinking it takes too much time, fooling yourself into thinking that it's not critical. It is critical. And this is great too. Like for me, this is good thinking time. Silent pondering time, no music, just the work. When I go on my long runs, I always write a note at the end of it about how my body and mind felt. Sometimes the body gives up first. Sometimes the mind gives up first. Some days you feel like God ran for you. But it's important to take those notes so that you know what muscle groups to work on, if you need to work on your mentality, whatever the case is. Because it's not just your body that does the work. The mind is in command of the body, and the mind too must be fit.